Welcome, Jackdaw here, bringing you a Dragon Age 4 video. I was expecting to actually kick off this new content coverage with something somewhat comedic or a silly video about griffins for Dragon Age 4, but instead we actually got news for Dragon Age 4, surprisingly. You see, the other day when BioWare, they opened up the floodgates upon Mass Effect Andromeda with its new cinematic trailer and the new initiative training video. On the sly, Mark Darrah actually slipped some new shots of what looks like concept art for Dragon Age 4, so I guess we should probably talk about that. The shots themselves resemble different fashion styles and different cultures and societies within the Dragon Age universe. So this actually brings me to the conclusion already that we are having some confirmed locations for Dragon Age 4 within this concept art. Now, before I do make that rash decision, we should actually probably take a look into the artwork and investigate into what we actually got from Mark Darrah. Okay, so now that we see the concept art or the artwork here, if we actually zoom in on the first set of characters here, we can see that they resemble a very different culture altogether within the Dragon Age universe. Something that I personally don't recognize, and I actually don't think we've seen within the Dragon Age universe. That being said, I haven't read all of the comic books, but the items of clothing here themselves, kind of very Roman-esque, or a tiny bit Egyptian in my opinion, although there is a skull headpiece which throws me off a tiny bit, so I wouldn't say that they're Tevinter or clinically Tevinter at all. However, there is this character here that resembles kind of an uncanny resemblance to Cassandra Pendergast. So I would actually say that maybe these clothing styles could resemble Navarian, so maybe that could confirm the fact that we could be going to Navara, but more on that later in terms of the conclusion. If we shuffle along to the next style, we can tell that this one is definitely the Grey Warden style, though it looks much darker and actually more stylized. We do know that there are Grey Wardens in Weishaupt, there is a Grey Warden fort, so maybe this could just be a different Grey Warden style for those Grey Wardens. Though it does follow a darker style, so maybe these are Grey Warden items, but just in a Tevinter style. Maybe there are Grey Wardens in Tevinter that follow this style. Onwards to the next style, which is clearly another organisation in the Dragon Age universe that I'm sure we can all recognise. These items of clothing actually belong to the Murder of Crows, so we can expect some sneaky, shady assassin plots for Dragon Age 4. And hey, maybe even Zevron will cameo. I don't really know where the crows originate from. I think it's Ravane, but I think we should probably count that country to not be involved in Dragon Age 4. Not totally excluding it, but I'm just saying that we should probably more focus on countries that are closer to Tevinter. Now if we move along here, I'd actually quite like to focus on the next clothing style to the side here, which has got a very Arabic, travel-like kind of vibe. It reveals nothing but the face of the person. Now this is actually probably the Anderfels, which is what we've already mentioned, Weishaupt, where the Grey Wardens are, because this is actually the main desert place in Thedas, so it would actually make sense for people in the Anderfels to wear this desert-like travel gear and not concealing any part of their body in the items of clothing. So I guess we could probably say that we are going to the Anderfels. There's a lot of speculation about the Anderfels themselves. Kind of Dragon Age Inquisition hinted to the fact that there are Grey Wardens in Anderfels, and I actually would like to go to Anderfels for the reason of griffins. So I guess it could be confirmed that maybe we will be going to the Anderfels. They are actually next door to Tevinter. Speaking of Tevinter, the next roster of characters are clearly dressed in Tevinter gowns. Some of them even have the Venatori cult style as well, so this would make obvious sense for Dragon Age 4 as we are heading to Tevinter, and a few of them at the side here actually look like magistrates and court wizards, so I think it's pretty cool that we actually get to see what a few of those actually look like as well. And moving on from the Tevinter style, the next set is clearly Qunari, although it kind of looks very different to our usual Qunari. They're wearing some type of dress, it kind of looks very Asian inspired, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. But hey, maybe that's just the style in Saharan or Parvolan. And at the very bottom we get some styles which look very similar to what we've previously seen in other Dragon Age games. We can see the Dalish here and also the ancient Elvan style here. This obviously makes sense that there will be elves because we're hunting down Solas, you know, the dread wolf, the trickster elven god. And then also on the side we get some more Qunari styles. These ones look very similar to what we've seen in Inquisition, again reinforcing the idea maybe we could be going to Saharan or Parvalen, although I don't know, I don't really see that. Or it could just be another invasion, which I feel will be more likely to experience, especially in Tevinter Imperium. And the final character style is the dwarves. This is a very Ozima style dwarf, and I hardly doubt we'll be going to Ozima, so we should probably discount that one, though it's probably just going to be some surface dwarfs around Tevinter. Now, that's all the character styles being said, potential locations within that, but also Dara also posted one of the most enigmatic things I've seen from BioWare yet. It's so mysterious that I can't even work out what it is. Is it a figure? Is it a tower? Is it some medieval lighthouse? I honestly have no idea what this could be, and I could spend hours trying to depict it, but I literally have no idea and I don't have the time for that. So guys, be sure to give me your opinion on what you feel that this is down below. It could potentially be Solas in some weird kind of helmet and robe. I literally could spend ages trying to depict what it is, but I just have no idea whatsoever. But anyway guys, to conclude, it seems that we've been shown a lot of character styles, cultures, society styles for Dragon Age 4. Now whether that means that we're going to these places and that these locations are confirmed, or if these societies are just actually going to take part in the game, it's quite unknown, and it's actually probably a mix. We're definitely not going to Ozima, I can probably say that, but we'll still have dwarves in Dragon Age 4, apologies. But I fully believe that for Dragon Age 4, we'll probably be going to more than one country than just Tevinter. I definitely foresee us going to other places, and I know that Tevinter is huge, and we do want that expansiveness within Tevinter, but still, we do hear a lot of rumours about the Anderfels, the Grey Wardens in the fort in Whitehop, not to mention the rumours of griffins existing in the north as well, and with what's going on of the Qunari and their invasions, I feel it unlikely just to be stuck in Tevinter. But anyway guys, give me all your opinions down below for Dragon Age 4. Do you believe that we'll be going to all these other places like the Anderfels, like Navarra, like Rivain, and all the other ones around that? I do not think we'll be going back south for a while yet guys. I think that we will literally be going to Northern Fadis. But anyway guys, give me all the good stuff down below, what you think about Dragon Age 4, the locations, these character styles, what you take from this concept art. Do you think it's just concept art and that it just resembles characters, or do you actually believe that it will show locations too? I want all your thoughts down below, and I have been Jackdaw. Be sure to check out my social medias, but until then, I should go.